Welcome to the 30-day mental health reset by Nexgen. This is video 25. The major impact idea for today is developing empathy to improve your life. Let's look at some barriers to empathy. The way we view the world is often influenced by cognitive biases. What's a cognitive bias? An error in thinking that can occur when we process and interpret information, and this affects our decision making. For example, we've talked about confirmation bias before. If you believe something, you look for evidence to support that view, and you ignore anything that is against that view. If you think Jennifer is stuck up, then no matter what she does, you'll think it's stuck up. These sorts of biases stop empathy in its tracks, because we don't give people a chance. Throughout human history, people have been dehumanized. If a group of people are different, we are falling into the trap of thinking they don't feel the same things we do. Without empathy, we can be fine with other people being treated unfairly, and technology has also made dehumanization even worse. You can make hurtful and offensive statements online without ever having to look anyone in the eyes. This makes it much easier not to have empathy. When someone has had a terrible experience, we can act like they were responsible for it. He shouldn't have gone there in the first place. She shouldn't have worn that dress. He shouldn't be hanging around with people like that anyway. You will see this in everyday conversations, especially on social media. But with empathy, we can overcome this by understanding how the other person feels. If something bad happens, the last thing you want is for someone to lecture you about how it's your fault. But it happens. And it happens because of a lack of empathy. There are ways you can develop empathy. It takes practice. But with practice, you can become a natural. Listen without interrupting. We're all guilty of thinking about what we're going to say next when someone else is speaking to us. But this is a missed opportunity. When you listen without interrupting and focus on what is being said, you will not only develop more empathy for people, you'll almost certainly have more of a meaningful experience. And it's all about meaningful experiences. It is not just what is being said. A large percentage of communication is actually non-verbal. There's body language. There's mannerisms, there's voice tone. Think about it. You ask your friend if she's okay. She says, yeah, I'm fine. But her shoulders are slumped, her head is down, and her voice strains with emotion. Communication is more than just words. It is important to pay attention to other things like body language and voice tone when you're speaking to someone. They reveal a lot. Understand other people's perspectives. As I said, the world seems to be very divided. A lot of this is due to an unwillingness to pay attention to other people's perspectives. We consume content that confirms our own opinions. We watch videos that match our views. We read articles that match our views. We follow pages or people that match our own views. And we're stuck in this echo chamber of our own perspective. It is time to try and understand other people's perspectives and why they might hold them. A good way to build empathy is to talk to people you wouldn't normally talk to. This will definitely widen your perspective. You don't have to agree with everyone you speak to, but you don't have to fight them either. It doesn't just have to be about controversial or divisive issues. Talk to people about their lives. Talk to people you haven't talked to in a while. And make more of an effort to communicate when the chance does arise. We have to be on guard when it comes to empathy. It can be eroded without us knowing it. Through things like cognitive biases, dehumanization and victim blaming. But we can develop empathy and strengthen it by really listening to people without interrupting them, paying attention to their body language and non-verbal cues, trying to understand other people's perspectives, and by talking to people outside our own circle.